your dog runs from something you can't see, move out. A woman named Cello claims that she is being haunted by a poltergeist ever since she picked up an occult necklace at an estate sale back in 2012. The piece supposedly belonged to the infamous English occultist Aleister Crowley, an early 20th century ceremonial magician often called the wickedest man in the world for his dark rituals and writings, and she says her life hasn't been the same since. One day, while home alone, Cello began hearing strange noises in her house. Feeling suspicious and unnerved, she decided to set up a camera hoping to catch something, and the camera captured this. A door down the hallway started moving, opening and closing on its own. Even her dog went to investigate, and whatever it sensed was terrifying enough to send it running back down the hall, whimpering in fear. Crowley himself once wrote that certain objects act as vessels long after their owner is gone, and Cello is starting to believe he wasn't wrong. They were just about to head to bed when this happened. Out of nowhere, one of the drawers slowly began opening on its own. Now sure, this could easily be staged, but the person who posted this swears it wasn't faked, saying it was the first and only time this ever happened and that the drawer itself has no mechanical or structural issues that could cause it to open on its own. So what do you think actually caused this? This video is creepy. See if you can spot why.
Oh, sorry. I think that was my hair or something.
Did you see it? At first glance, it doesn't seem like much, but if you slow it down and zoom in, you can clearly see her hair moving on its own, lifting up and poking her under the chin. Apparently, they were exploring a haunted school when it happened, and they were inside a closed gymnasium, so it couldn't have been the wind that moved her hair. Could this really be undeniable proof of something paranormal? I'll leave that for you to decide. She thought she was all alone.
Fuck is that?
This woman was at a storage facility all alone when she got a bad feeling that she wasn't the only one there. So she started recording, and that's when she captured this.
Y'all tell me I don't see that. Oh no. I don't know if it's just a fan like going in and out, but the fuck is that? Duh. I don't. Maybe I'm bugging. No, I know y'all just see that, right? Oh!
A dark figure could be seen peeking around the corner at the far end of the facility, almost as if it was watching her. The sight totally scared the crap out of her, and without wasting another second, she turned and quickly got the hell out of there. Could it be that someone was messing with her, trying to scare her, or was it something paranormal? They let something evil into their house. This woman was at home with her family when, out of nowhere, unexplainable things started happening, like the lights flickering, things moving on their own, and strange knocking on the doors and windows, even though no one was outside. Freaked out, they all ran into the bedroom, and just to make sure she wasn't imagining things, she started recording when this happened.
Oh, hell no. Bro, what the fuck? Oh, hell no. You gotta go.
The bedroom door suddenly swung open on its own, before slamming shut again, scaring the hell out of them. She later explained that all this started after they brought a couch into the house. Many believe they may have dragged something sinister into their home with it.
My house!
Or maybe the whole thing is just a really well done hoax. What do you think? TikTok user FreshGuyM1 was relaxing in his apartment one evening when he suddenly heard blood-curdling screams coming from outside. Curious and alarmed, he rushed to his window and looked toward the house across from him, and saw something straight out of a horror movie. tall, dark figure that looked somewhat like the Grim Reaper was looming over another person who was cowering on the floor in fear. It wasn't clear what the tall figure was doing exactly, but the person crouched on the floor appeared clearly in distress. Now it's possible this was just a group of people filming a skit or some kind of prank, but the figure's unnaturally tall frame and the convincing, panicked screams make it difficult to brush this off as mere acting. Fresh Guy never really got a clear answer on what he saw outside his window that night, and what he truly witnessed remains unknown to this day. They were hanging out in an abandoned building, but little did they know, something was stalking them. This guy and his friends were spending the night at what looks like a partially developed lot, surrounded by dense forest and far from the nearest town, somewhere in Indonesia. Later that night, while everyone else was asleep, he was woken up by strange noises coming from outside, as if someone, or something, was moving around out there. Curious and uneasy, he grabbed his phone and started recording, and captured this. A pale, ghostly white face was peering in through the window, silently watching them as they slept. He immediately freaked out, and the figure quickly slid out of view, almost as if it knew it had been spotted. In Indonesia, there are long-standing legends of jinn, supernatural beings that are said to inhabit remote and desolate places, and one of the most feared forms is the Pocong, which is said to wander the earth, wrapped in burial shrouds, searching for the living. Or perhaps it was a Pontianak, a pale woman in white with long black hair, known for luring unsuspecting victims before attacking. So could this thing have been one of them, showing itself as a warning that they were not welcome there? This is why you should always listen to your kids. This mother was comforting her 7-year-old daughter after an episode of night terrors when this happened.
You're scaring me, honey. I don't see anything.
Out of nowhere, the blinds on the windows suddenly closed on their own, sending both of them running out of the room in panic. The next day, she shared an update explaining that the blinds aren't remote controlled and have to be opened and closed manually, and since they move individually, all of them shutting at the exact same time makes no sense at all. But things only got stranger. As she was recording the update video, the bedroom door slowly opened on its own, with no one behind it. She is now questioning whether her daughter's night terrors are truly imaginary, or reactions to something very real inside the house. He was home alone when he saw this. On the bed in his bedroom, he saw what looked like a human-shaped figure hiding under a blanket, but just seconds later, the blanket collapsed flat onto the bed, as if whatever was underneath had vanished into thin air. See, this eerie incident actually happened back in 2024. And it's not the only one, because for over a year now, he's been dealing with strange occurrences throughout his apartment. But what's even more disturbing is that the strange activity seems to follow him. Even after moving to a new place, the unexplainable events never stopped. Do you think something has actually attached itself to him, or is this just one cleverly done hoax? This is the absolute worst thing you could see in the middle of the night. This guy named Nick was staying at his grandmother's house when he was woken up in the middle of the night by strange noises. Confused and slightly spooked, he started recording and captured this. His grandmother, who suffers from dementia, was standing eerily still at the end of the hallway, staring off into the distance. Now, it's possible that this was just a symptom of her illness, but her dog sitting beside Nick also started growling while staring in her direction. And as Nick continued to record, this happened. One of his grandmother's angel figurines, part of a collection she keeps on top of the fridge, suddenly fell to the ground, startling both him and the dog. It hadn't been anywhere near the edge, and there was no logical reason for it to fall. But that wasn't the only strange thing that happened that night. If you watch closely, you'll also notice the Roomba acting oddly, as if something invisible was blocking its path. The following day, Nick and his girlfriend tested the Roomba with his girlfriend standing in front of it, and to their shock, the Roomba behaved in exactly the same way as the night before. But things didn't stop there. A few nights later, Nick was woken up again, this time by the sound of the ice maker turning on. Still unsettled by the earlier events, he grabbed his phone and began recording, and captured this.
Whoa. Jesus!
The Roomba slowly emerged from the dark room and started moving straight toward him, even tumbling down a couple of steps in the process. But it still didn't stop and kept following him with eerie precision, like it was locked onto him, almost as if it was being controlled. Then suddenly it stopped and flipped over on its own. These unsettling series of events have left Nick deeply disturbed and desperately searching for answers, though what was truly behind them still remains a mystery to this day.